Alright guys, we are back. Kenos here with Infinite Game 2. The Nasus is going to be banned. I think that is not a question. What other changes are you expecting to see here, Infinite?
Um, Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they even take Senna off the table, whether that's give it to Relexus or banning it as well. Um, 'Cause I feel like Senna did have a lot of impact. I think General Wally and Relexus need to try and make sure that they have a lane that they're like steamrolling, not a lane that they're kind of going even in for the majority of the time. So
Yeah, I mean there was a bit of an imbalance, it felt like, in the lanes in that game. Obviously Libre suffering quite a lot. Wraith Ghost did well, but once you leave a lane, Nasus can do whatever he wants.
yeah. It's just one of those things. It's like if you even if you know you can beat a Vigar mid lane, if someone's a Vigar main and they prove consistently that they're just going to sit there and stack to the point that they can one-shot you, just take it off the table.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so we do see the Alistar ban and the Ezreal ban. If Nasus is not the third ban, either Eternal's playing him or either Wraith Ghost thinks he's going to be able to play him or they're nuts. Okay. One last ban here.
If they don't ban Nasus, like
Okay.
y'all deserve to lose. I'm sorry.
And now Phoenix
oh,
is
man.
going, do we pick Nasus?
At this point, yeah. I think you do. You've proven it works. No one really seems to have a counter for it.
They decided they like the Senna. Maya did do a reasonable job.
I think if 9 Lives doesn't pick up Nasus here, then it's guaranteed that Phoenix is just going to take that in the second round right here. Alonzi or Pony Ball will pick it up.
Lulu. Is that a Lulu mid? I've heard legends of Lulu solo lanes.
Ooh, okay. I like the Lulu Ivern combo.
Well, again, Lulu is one of those champions that can shut Nasus down, at least temporarily.
Yeah, with a good polymorph, turn that whole fight around. So I really like that pick. That's a smart pick if you plan on giving Nasus over. Phoenix might just not pick Nasus at all now based on that.
We have predictions that it's going to be Protect the Cog comp for 9 lives, so we will see. I do like LNZ going back on the Jax. I thought he did very well on that. Some champs did get away from him. Ooh. Alright.
Oh, okay. That's...
And there's the Cogman. So, are they banning the Nasus now? Probably not, like we said with the Lulu.
Yeah, I don't think you need to. Like the only risk to leaving Nasus up still is he doesn't have to join a fight. He can just split push. Like we saw him taking down towers with 2 Qs near the late game. So that's still something you have to think about if you let him through.
I do like the Ornn ban. Apparently, Samira was nerfed, so perhaps a bad pickup.
Samir's nerfed every other patch.
They
That's
do
what
take.
happens when you make a champion with a really busted kit.
We have Orianna and Ornn banned, so some reactivity to last game, but everything else is the same. There's the Maokai that chat was talking about earlier. Alright, so we're looking at top lane and mid lane here for Phoenix. I'll bring the Volley Bear, so Nasus may be off the table based on what we were saying about the comp.
I think Volibear makes more sense, so I'm glad they didn't fall for that.
And the last pickup will be the mid lane here. Ooh, Pointy maybe thinking of taking up the Victor. Does take it, alright, so Pointy's gonna try to show us how it's done. And last pick is probably also mid lane. I guess Zillion makes sense if your entire idea is Kog'Maw will live. What a comp. What an...
Yeah, I mean, it really is the protect Kog'Maw over and over comp.
I mean, that's basically all there is to say about Nine Lives' team.
I mean, I like this version of put the whole team on General Wally's back more than the all tank variant. So I think this one has a better chance.
It is kind of funny how whenever Wally's on a team, it just comes down to make sure Wally survives. Doesn't matter who's on your team, who else is on your team. Doesn't matter what the champs are. We're making sure Wally gets through okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I still don't know if it's gonna be enough though. They may be able to keep him alive for quite a while, but I guess the hard thing is gonna be that Phoenix might have trouble getting to Kog'Maw, especially in the mid to late game when he has a decent amount of range, and Maokai and Ivern just being unstoppable trees that you can't get through.
I mean, I do like some of the jump-in potential. We got the Volibear and the Jax, both of which can, kind of vault over big trees.
That's true. That is true.
I don't like the Samira, even if I didn't know that she'd been, been nerfed repeatedly. It doesn't feel great for what they might be running into here.
Yeah, I feel like something with either more range or mobility. I mean, Samira does have a decent amount of mobility, but I still think like Kaisa would have been better, or you go with someone with more range like Caitlyn or Jhin.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Jhin in this comp. Yeah, I think Jhin would have been cool. And of course, Pointy Ball picking Victor is just Pointy Ball picking Victor, so not much need to say about that.
I think it's funny because I'm pretty sure if teams were reversed, I wouldn't feel as weird about the Samira pick being on General Wally in against like Alpha's Kog'Maw. Just because, yeah, generally speaking, no pun intended, his positioning is really good. His timing on when to like go in is usually pretty good. So I feel like with her dash through, he'd have an easier time getting to Alpha's Kog'Maw than Alpha is going to have getting to General's Kog'Maw.
It will be kind of interesting if Nine Lives loses this game too, because that means that both of their Protect Wally teams don't execute properly, or don't have the pieces needed to succeed. Because, I mean, obviously their 4-tank team had a lot of damage issues. But, I mean, we'll see.
This one will have more damage just because Zillion does actually put out a misleadingly large amount of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Lulu can kind of poke down pretty well too. So I don't feel like they'll do as little damage as last time, but there's still a good chance that if Phoenix is able to just lock down Wally from these fights, that they're just gonna win because it still is I just feel like it's too much putting it on the shoulders of General Wally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, going all in on one person rarely works, but we'll see. Wally certainly has the skills for it. Going to the last game, we did see negative comments about Pugma, so we'll see if that is the skin. It is reindeer Kog'Maw. Sure, why not? No skins on the trees, though. So I think that Phoenix wins the skins again.
Yeah.
I mean, the Zillion and Kog'Maw being themed is nice, I suppose.
I feel like four of them are themed. You've got Christmas and Christmas trees.
No.
I tried for you guys. I tried 9 lives.
Yes, they do have 2 trees, Pistol Crab. That is correct. It's a forest out here. There are trees everywhere.
It's kind of weird, but I kind of hope 9 lives are able to make this comp work, though. I would like to see a game where it really is just keep one person alive and then be able to make it work. I feel like that'd be very interesting to see.
It's interesting to see, but then it's heartbreaking when the guy dies. Because they put all this effort into everything, and then, you know, you get 35 minutes in and suddenly Wally's dead and no one else can do anything.
That's true. Makes it kind of funny, though.
It can lead to a lot of hype when Wally is dead. That's one of those things to get on comms. The 11-0 Kog'Maw dies, and then suddenly everyone's screaming, "Okay, we got it!" You know, running around with their heads cut off.
Pistol Crab interesting.
We do have a possible 5-man here. Wally is totally going to see it, though.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Okay, I like the patience. Go. Okay.
Yeah. Oh. Well, you know, flash trade at least.
Yeah, I'd say that was worth it, because Alonzi's the jungle. He can kind of just play more cautious, knowing that, you know, if he's on the wrong side of the map, he's not going to be able to flash away. And they got it out of the ADC for 9 lives. So, all in all, I'd say that's worth.
Alright, while the minions are spawning, I want to take a second to ask the audience something here. What do you think the design doc was for Senna when they made Senna? It's like, okay, we're going to have this ghost woman. That's cool. She's got, you know, the ability to be kind of like an ADC a little bit. That's cool. And she's going to have a gun that's 7 stories tall.
Someone was watching a lot of anime and was like, how do we make this woman really extra?
Yeah, we can't just give her a rifle. Caitlyn's got a rifle. Well, I've been reading a lot of 90s comics. I noticed this guy, Cable, has a gun the size of his entire body. Great, let's do it.
They're like, yeah, they were like, yep, that's the idea. You're hired.
Maybe it was like, okay, we don't want her to want to take Lucian's guns back now that she's back. Because one of the guns used to be hers, so let's just give her a bigger gun. I don't know. It's something I think about sometimes when I see this massive gun just kind of wobbling around with a small person attached to it.
Yeah, it is a little bit awkward. It's kind of cool, though. I liked it.
We have Pistol Crab saying that the meeting for Volley was just Bear. Oh, come on. A, Lightning Bear. B, they had to remake Volley Bear. So clearly, the first go-around with just Bear didn't work.
I mean, I still don't really get lightning from the vibe. Like, it just looks like a big bear with some things sticking out of it.
Ooh, good flash. He literally calls lightning down from the sky. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but I mean, like, I guess.
Volley? You know, like voltage? No? Alright.
They did make it to where all of his, like, autos and everything actually have that little, like, particle effect for lightning and has the little lightning across the screen. So, that helps.
And of course, everything is better from a design discussion perspective than Samira, who's just Dante. Great, you're hired. But how do we make sure that
So true.
people don't think that we're ripping Dante off? Well, we want to make it obvious, but let's make him a dark-haired woman instead. Perfect. That'll get by the trademarks.
It's not even the same gender. Okay, well, I guess you're right.
If she ends up having a stoic sister who wears blue, it's just not even worth talking about yet. Is there a game going on? I can't tell. 'Cause I'm so blinded
It's
by
been
this
pretty,
gun blocking the screen.
Oh. There's been a lot of poke in the bot lane, but it's all been focused on Lulu.
Yeah, a lot more
And
poke here.
they're-
Actually,
they're
Alpha's in a little bit of
getting
trouble. Good move around by Alon Z, though. Will they get Wally here to open up with? No. Winyin's blocking. A little bit of fight up in the top lane as well. These lanes both like killing each other at the same time. Once again, Winyin's playing a big role with a lot of chip damage on Eternal, forcing him to go back. So in the last game, we had 6 kills by 4 minutes. And now we have a lot of poke by 5.5 minutes. Big time teleport coming in here there, forcing Eternal back. 13 stacks on the Senna. Is Idle Light's gonna come in here? He's slowly trying, he's got those big old goofy steps. He's the happiest tree.
He is spotted out by that ward though, so.
I hope the design doc for Ivar was just, or Ivern, was just that stride. It just comes in and plays that walking animation. It's like, this is our idea. Perfect. Don't you want to know what else he does? No.
Nope. He's in.
I just want to play a champion who walks like that everywhere.
So the real question is, does Nine Lives try and force any fights at Dragon early on? Because I feel like that could be kind of risky.
Yeah, I could see that being risky. It depends on what they're trying to do here. Both sides playing rather passively. And if they're confident in kind of leaving lane, it looks like they kind of want to stay in lane right now. Maybe they want to get Kog'Maw to 6 before they try anything.
Yeah, I feel like this would be one of those games where it's better to get most of your team to 6 before you start fighting for objectives. That way you have a really good chance of being able to keep Kog'Maw alive for those fights.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have the Zillion at 7 now, actually. So that ult is already in place. Maokai is 6. So we're just waiting for Relexus to get Hugify. Oh, Wild Growth, my apologies. She shouts Hugify. And Wally, of course, is getting there as well. Definitely a lot less violence going on in this mid lane as well, which is a little surprising. I'm not sure if it's Libre playing a lot safer or Pointy Ball just not having the burst potential that he had with Orianna. Looks like quick first dragon is going to be going to Phoenix. Completely uncontested. So yeah, first objective's taken down. Gold lead still a little bit in favor of 9 lives here. Just look at the CS difference here. Wally at 66 versus 39.
Yeah, Relexus has done a good job of being the punching bag for this lane.
Oop, Once again, LNZ trying to pick on Idol. Idol is going to be first blood here for sure. Oh, good flash.
Oh, no, good flash. It's because you said it's because you were about to say for sure.
I was expecting LNZ to follow, actually. Flash is off of cooldown after that early game flash. Seemed like a good
Probably
thing
didn't
to
want to
predict.
go towards lane.
Well,
Would
that's
have
fine.
made it really easy for General Wally coming back from, because, I mean, bot lane just saw him go back, so Alonzi would have known that he was coming back down towards lane.
Amaya almost to 6, 25 stacks. And then everyone will be 6. Pinging everywhere. Idol is very spotted here by these wards. Guys, I think Ivern's in that bush. Gotta be careful though. You can't tell. He blends in. But he could be there. Yeah, there he goes.
We're seeing a lot of posturing from Idolite's bot side to try and get this Kog'Maw ahead, whereas Alonzi's doing what he normally does, and that's dominating the objective side of this game.
Yep, Eternal coming down
Already
to help out as well.
Almost done. Yeah.
So this will be the big first push here once the Jax comes into lane with this Herald. Kind of turns around and immediately heads toward mid, so maybe they're going to try to take down this mid turret.
Yep. Get some, at least get some plates out of the way.
A lot of attempt to get damage out there by Libre. Does get the plates out though. Okay, so it wasn't a massive offensive push. Once again, 9 Lives playing very safe, very patient.
I think they have to. They don't. They're in the opposite seat this time. They don't need to play super aggressive.
Maya taken to half. Alonzi's in a good position here. Oh, Wraith Ghost does not go into the jungle. Another snare there, but we have that lovely Kog'Maw stuff. He can hit you regardless of how locked down he is. Alpha very low. Could be dangerous here. Victor also trapped between Idolites and Cuba. Pointy Ball does flash in a good direction to avoid the second bomb. Has to fight Daisy though. Good knockup.
Yep.
Still gets
I don't
away
think
though.
he needed to use ult there.
Very peaceful game here. Almost 12 minutes with no kills yet. We're all following Ivern's advice and just all being friends. If we had access to licensed music, I'd start playing Why Can't We Be Friends right now. Why don't we just let Ivern go to the enemy nexus and plant a little rose garden around it? Because that's not how the game works, Kenos. Oh, right.
I feel like Sin is having a little bit of trouble getting to a lot of her little bullets that she has to pick up.
Yeah, Stack's only at 35 right now. I think that's about the same as what they had last game as well. But I'm not too familiar with growth rates on Senna.
Yeah, it doesn't feel too far behind. I've just witnessed a bunch of them disappear and her not step up in fear of the damage output that Kog'Maw is already giving off.
Speaking of not stepping up, we do have another dragon here. It looks as though LNZ is going there now. Trying a second solo dragon.
This is one of the things I love about LNZ is even if he, and this isn't the case for this matchup in particular necessarily, but even if he isn't the strongest jungler, he is so good at these objectives, like just getting them so quickly.
Alright, looks like it's going to be Ocean the rest of the way.
Will soon fall.
So, won't... theoretically helps the Kog'Maw sustain longer if they manage to get Soul, but not that damage bonus that they were looking for.
Yeah, I don't know. This might actually be better. He's not going to really need the help once it gets to late game for damage, I don't think. So I think I would actually prefer Ocean over a lot of the other choices if I was 9 lives.
Pokeball picks up blue buff and first turret. 14 minutes, no kills. Ooh, micro pig grab here on Libre. Nope, misses the bindings. Speedy little time wizard. It's interesting that Senna has like an animation to pick up the bullets. You can see that definitely
yeah, that Heather like line.
Can definitely be a consideration there. You don't want to interrupt whatever it is you're doing just to pick up the bullets.
True, it's also something the other team gets to play off of, since it's a visual thing that they get to watch.
But maybe that's the trade-off, because Senna likes getting stacks. Is it still not cool to get stacks with Thresh?
I mean, I feel like it's cool to get stacks with anyone that is supposed to get stacks, but...
Because I've heard many a time you're not supposed to waste your time picking up stacks with Thresh.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems weird.
I mean, it's, you know, obviously it's been a while since I played Thresh. But, you know, there were people going, oh my god, what are you doing picking up stacks? So Libre is just sitting here on a ward. Maya kind of shows they know that. But this is the first, like, real scary action that we have seen in this bot lane. They're also fighting in top, but we're going to watch bot lane instead here. There's all the shield stacks on Wally. Poor Ivern gets hit a little bit here. Idolize is fine, though. And once again, there isn't a lot of aggression here coming out of Phoenix. What are they waiting for? Oh, Libre almost taken out, but once again, the theme of today is champs that don't die. 5 games now, we've had champs in that just won't die. 5 games? 4 games? Doesn't matter. Eternal taken to about half. Chat's being very
Who do you
stoic.
think is going to get the next Rift Herald?
Next Rift Herald? I mean, it seems like the sort of thing Alon-Z is going to do. He's headed there now.
He is immediately already heading that direction, so...
I've been streaming and playing a lot of chess lately, and I draw directional arrows on the chessboard to show my thoughts, and I almost thought about trying to draw a directional arrow between Alon-Z and the Herald, but you can't do that on here. I suppose I could ping. Hey, look, there's Jax. Wishbone commenting, 0 death game. Yep. Will we hit 20 minutes with no deaths? This is the rough and tumble League of Legends action that we come to expect.
I wonder if there's ever been a game in League that, you know, obviously where it wasn't, you know, planned or scripted, but a legitimate game in League that just had 0 kills.
That would have to be...
Kind of.
You would have to plan or script it some way, because people would die defending their Nexus, I would hope.
I mean, yeah, like, that's what I would think, right? So, like, that it's got to be impossible, right? Like, that's never happened.
Yeah, there is no way. I mean, maybe there's games, like, where you get to 20 minutes and then someone's, you know, mom says they have to get off their computer, so they surrender with 0-0. But I refuse to believe a Nexus has died with no deaths. First death may happen here. Are not. Oh, yep, jumping in here. Good flash. Okay. I still think first death may happen here. Zillion's getting chased. Don't go too far forward, Libre. You're... Okay, yeah, death has definitely got to happen here. They are coming in on this dragon hard. So the prediction is not going to work out. Here we go. Big jump in there. Big ultimate from Amaya-chan. There's a lot of beating down here on LonZ. They force him out. Chasing out. Still no one dying yet. What the heck is going on in this game? What the heck is going on in this game? They're just kind of lightly chasing him out. Dragon has died. Wraith Ghost, you got to fall back. Does fall back. No one died. What the hell?
What is this game?
I mean, why is 9 Lives giving up every dragon?
They're scared. They're scared right now for Wally to die.
Asian Token Master says CLG versus Curse 2014 Week 1 Game 3. No kills made until CLG started sieging Nexus turrets. See, that's what I was thinking.
That's still impressive though. Like that's crazy. That is a long time for people to just not have anyone die.
Excellent point by Pistol Crab. Victor with Pointy Ball at the helm zoned out Kog'Maw completely in that fight. Mai here with 69 stacks, so almost online, much quicker than they were in Game 2, or Game 1. I don't know if, but you know, on a less serious note, I don't know if zoning the Cog out is that impressive, since I think we're all kind of zoned out right now.
This is like the most peaceful game we've had in a long time in the LCUS.
Okay, another aggressive push here. Second turret for 9 Lives? Maybe. Looks like they're going to get pushed off, though. Good counter response here. We do have Victor and Volibear coming down here, Eternal and Pointy Ball. Not spotted by any wards, but either told on comms by Wraith Ghost or just their spider senses tingling. Checking out the gold here, without any kills to differentiate it, we have 2,000 gold lead from this Victor, which is quite surprising. 1,000 gold lead between the ADCs. And a 1,400 gold lead between the junglers. You know what? I'm going to miss First Blood is what's going to happen here. I'm going to be...
It's gonna happen in a minute.
You know, I'm going to like notice the duck is back or something, and I'm going to go look at that, and then somehow the tree and the bear weakly punching each other. Here comes LonZ though. Will they get the stun off? Double flash. Nobody dies. Fine.
What the hell?
Victor's here too, though. I think this is gonna this is either gonna be a dive or. Nope. All right.
Nope.
Tree runs.
Still just gonna get out. What the hell is happening? Oh my god.
Everyone was told that this is actually a one life mode. That's why they're so.
Once you die, you're just out for the rest.
That's why they're so focused on protecting the Kog'Maw. The vote results are in after 22 minutes. We do not have any kills yet. Nobody thought this would happen, according to the poll. Probably because that dragon fight was happening, so everyone cheesed it and thought they were going to win big.
Yeah.
Good lockdown here. The problem with this engagement... Ooh, Relax is actually taking kind of low. Alright, so Volibear is left all alone up in this top lane, which I guess Eternal is used to. I do just love, with the chat, the prediction result just says in big black letters, nobody thought this would happen. And it's just going to be hovering there for a while.
get some poke in the bot lane, but we know it's not going to lead to anything.
26 seconds until next dragon. Alonzi may as well just set up. We do actually have a couple red pings going down here. It looks as... Okay, someone's got to die here because I don't think 9 Lives can afford to give up soul here.
Yeah,
get up
exactly.
The
like,
big...
someone has to die here.
Yep, Relexus goes too far forward. He gets hit with the resurrection though, so he's not actually dead yet. He flashes, so he's not going to die. Who's going to die?
Oh
the game
my...
freezes. First blood! I don't even know who it was, and it doesn't matter. Wraith Ghost taken very low. Volibear coming in. Amaya-chan kills Jirawali. Idolites does manage to get out here. Lots of double kills coming down here. Senna picking up quite a few. Jirawali does manage to pick off Samara with self-destruct, I believe. All right.
Yeah.
So the Protect the Kog'Maw comp is automatically losing because they went 3-1 there with the only kill being a Kog'Maw suicide, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, the game froze because it never saw a 20-minute first blood before. It had to dig up its file.
It was like, wait, shit, this is real?
I actually wouldn't have been surprised if there was like some sort of clause where first blood just doesn't sort of happen after a certain point.
I didn't actually see it pop up and say first blood.
It
just
did.
because of the
Yeah, I managed to catch that part of it. It froze right before the kill happened for me, and then I saw the first blood marker. That's why I didn't know who died first.
Yeah, so mine like froze right after, so I just had a picture of Lulu being killed off to the side, but I didn't see it say first blood. That's interesting.
Alright, so, so now that we have passed that historic milestone, where are we at with the game? We are at 4 dragons to none, 3 turrets to none. I don't see this protect the comp going very well.
3 turrets to 1, not none.
I said 1.
They have 1. Oh, I thought
It's
you
probably
said
sounded like none,
My bad.
but
yeah.
English
Yeah,
is weird.
If they can drag it out for another, 20 minutes, there'll only be 5 more kills in that time span, and then Kog'Maw probably can carry it.
Yeah, I mean the nice thing for I'm gonna actually look at the soul here so I don't. We're forcing from damaging an enemy. Okay, so damaging the enemy is actually a bigger deal than I was gonna say it was. Wraith Ghost may actually die here as well. Alright. So from a deathless game to a almost to a 6.5 gold lead. That's a quick spin around there. Spicy meatball. You know what the worst part about this is? Kog'Maw being this reindeer, he just looks so sad. He's like a sad little puppy in a silly Christmas outfit. And he's just trying his best. But he keeps throwing up all over the carpet. And I mean, he's got the 1 kill. He's on the board. But here comes this big scary robot and ghost and bear and here to stomp all over him and his tree friend. It's just sad is what it is.
We have Ace in chat pointing out that him not picking up Rage Blade is just troll.
Well, this whole game has been kind of troll, whether the players meant it to be or not.
That's fair.
Belief in trees, says Pistol Crab. I don't know, man. I want to believe in the trees. I've seen Lord of the Rings 2 Towers.
Blue team's
I know what trees are capable of.
But they won.
Right, that's what I mean. So, it's possible. But at the same time, we're 4-1 with 28 minutes. And this Kog'Maw is, what? How many completed items are we on? 2, 3? 3?
Do you count boots?
No. When's the next dragon? You know, the worst part about this is that 9 Lives could just grab Elder Drake, and then that's just gonna be the big turnaround they need.
Yeah, but I don't think they'll be able to win that. I don't know.
I mean, it depends
I just
how
don't see them-
overconfident Phoenix is, right?
Phoenix is pretty far ahead though at this point, and now they have Ocean Soul on top of the gold lead. Much.
Like, if they manage to grab Pointy Ball maybe right before the fight starts, I think that they might have a good shot here. I don't know, maybe I'm underestimating this team comp, but I think that it's going to be pretty rough for them here. Elder coming up in 60 seconds. Because, like, we see here, Libre can't stand up against Victor. Victor is just a big, scary robot man, as we already covered. He hates trees. Can't evolve a tree. Can't stick metal on it and make it a robot. So ridiculous.
Well, congratulations, you probably just came up with Riot's next champion design.
Oh, and right there we got the Maokai running straight in. Does use the ult. Maya Chan is far forward here, but you got that big old shield. Kog'Maw is unfortunately not able to help. He's getting zoned out by the Victor. Wraith Ghost is taken very low here. Did get him biggened, or whatever the term is. Wally taken very low here. Victor does wisely flash out. Nobody dies. Fine. Yeah, Cog once again was zoned out by the Victor. So that was unfortunate. And now this is where it comes down. 9 Lives is rushing in. We do have Pointy Ball interrupting everything that Wraith Ghost is trying to do. Wraith Ghost also does not have ult. This is going to be an easy take, and now this is the end of the game. This is straight up the end of the game. Wraith Ghost goes down. Here comes the bear. Oh, maybe not. Oh, Alon Z jumps in. Double flash. Good delaying tactics, at least. But, I mean, now suddenly their health is even, you know, they only have 75% health. I'm going to keep the screen minimized here like this, and let's keep going. Tower taking a ton of damage. Eternal just pushing on in. First turret in their turret here, taken out. That's going to be a dead inhibitor.
I feel like 9 Lives need to realize that no matter how good your carry is, when you only have to, as a team, focus out and zone out one person, it's just not going to work for you.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a thought process there. And it's kind of funny because, like, they picked up a couple of characters that would help them do exactly that against, like, a Nasus, right? We were talking about that earlier, how they had, like, the Ivern and the Lulu, and it was all just, hey, pick Nasus, I dare you. But, you know, when you've got one damage dealer on your team, you're going to have a rough time. And maybe that's why there weren't as many deaths early on also, because they didn't have anyone who had any sort of real damage output.
Yeah, and I don't know, it's just like Kog'Maw's probably the best champ to pick in a situation like this, but once again, all it takes is you picking 1 or 2 champs for the other team that have good zoning abilities, Victor being a perfect example. You know, Orianna would have been a good pick into something like that. Vigar, like there's just so many options that it makes it impossibly difficult for one person to be able to carry your team.
Well, we have a brutal split push going on here. Alon Z pushing top lane while the rest of his team pushes down the middle. Everyone here is currently focused in the middle. They do send Daisy forward, but Daisy gets blown to pieces. There is a lot of zoning potential here coming out of this team, especially because the Kog'Maw can pick off the empowered tanks. Turret is not long for this world, though. Red turret in the top is destroyed as well, so Alon Z will be able to pick that off, but the mid turret falls. How much further are they going to push in here? Big damage on Wraith Ghost right away. Senna stacks, if I can grab her here, 134. Inhibitor goes down. Alonz is going to focus down this turret by himself. The walls are crumbling down. We never really saw the Kog'Maw combo work. Always was zoned out. Always was out of position. Not necessarily of any fault of his own. Wraith Ghost is going to go down here. They do manage to grab the Victor, which is something. There is the jump in onto the poor Kog'Maw, who does get resurrected, but everyone is right on his head. So much for that. Libre is the only one that's left after Wally self-destructs. Does manage to take out Jax. Relexus leaves the game, and that's it.
Man, they had a good comp for the idea, but it's just not a good idea, guys. Move away from it. 9 Lives, you've tried it twice. It's just not going to be how you win this split.
And I was about to say something nice about Riot's client, but now we're stuck with Skip waiting for stats. We were this close.
I'm on the same one.
We were on the verge of greatness. And it just didn't work. Just didn't connect.
That's so disappointing. I wanted to see what the damage from Cog at least was. Damn.
Well, yeah, that's Riot's client for you. A lot of disappointments. All right.
Yep.
But not a lot of disappointments today. We had a lot of very interesting games. Probably a record to that last game for sure for the LCUS, if not League of Legends in general. And we do have an interview with Alonz, so we'll head over there. Alonz, one of the most unique games in LCUS history. How do you feel?
Feel great. Yeah.
Are you still awake? Do you need someone to...
you know, we kind of knew the game was going to go like that, so we just were like, all right, if they're going to do that with, protect Wally as Kog'Maw, then we'll just farm all game, and then we can counter jungle and clear everything, and we just kind of felt like... At one point, I think Fang was like, so do you think all the viewers went to bed by now? Because nothing's happened. It's 20 minutes with no kills.
We'll say that the chat was a little quiet. Did have a fun poll about when First Blood was going to be, and no one guessed it correctly.
Yep. Admittedly, it was right around a dragon fight, like right at a dragon fight. So we kind of expected something to happen there, but they just let you guys have it, 4 times in a row, and then Soul was pretty much impossible to contest.
So let's talk a little bit about that game 1. You guys had a number of scaling champions, 2 of them to be precise. When you're going into a game with those sorts of champions under your belt, are you inherently going in with a let's keep the game slow mindset? Or how do you think about picking into champions like that? Or picking on a team with champions like that?
We spent a lot of time just trying to figure out what they were going to pick and then what we were going to ban. And we just kind of know, for whatever some reason, that like people just seem to sleep on Sigtal Eternal. And so when they didn't ban the Nasus, we're just like, all right, we'll throw him in a top lane and just he'll keep stacking. And then I remember at one point, like, we got a double kill bot lane, and then he was like, you don't need me. And we're like, oh, no, we're going to need you late game. And like, I don't know, it's less... I don't know, in both games, it just felt we were constantly in control of the flow of the game, and it was just very much like, all right, we had this game plan going in, we're going to just relax, we're going to do what we're used to, we just openly communicate the whole time, and we're just like, the later the game goes, it's just going to become better for both Fang, who's on Orianna, me on Jax, and then obviously Nasus, and then once Alex hit 600 stacks on Nasus, we were just like, all right, it's time in the group, because you can like 3-shot the ADC.
So I have a question on this topic then, because during that game, I had pointed out that it seemed like a lot of the time there are fights that would happen where if Eternal had used teleport, maybe it could have gone better in your all's way, and he would just stay top lane. Is that a conversation you guys have where it's like, yeah, we might lose this dragon, but we want you to just stay up there and farm, just continue getting those stacks. We don't really care about losing a dragon or two.
Yeah, like, like with the whole Wall Street bets a while ago where they're like, we like the stock, we just constantly like, we like the stacks. Like, we're like, all right, well, if we want to give up drag, and they're not going to do anything in top lane. We're just like investing in the fact that, Eternal is just going to keep getting more stacks and more stacks, and it's kind of evolved into a play style for us. Where like, if I'm doing Scuttle and he's close by, I'm like, take the Scuttle, get the stack. Like, it just pays out for a long-term investment for it. So we didn't feel like, oh, we're losing Dragon. That's like a serious thing, because it kind of just felt like we'll get more Dragons as the game goes on. We were in control of that side of them.
And then
Gotcha.
in game 2, we made a big deal about how we were expecting a Nasus ban. When that didn't happen, were you guys thinking you were going to go into Nasus game 2, or were you immediately thinking about mixing it up? You there, Alonzi?
I think he muted.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Or I'm back.
Okay. Did you hear the question, or should I repeat?
Oh, you didn't hear my answer at all?
No.
Oh, did you ask a question?
I
Yes,
asked.
or was
I asked if you guys were planning Nasus for game 2, and we do have Eternal saying he didn't want Nasus.
Yeah, no, he didn't. He wanted something different. He's a really big fan of Bully, and and I think after game 1, he had his fun with it, and we're not like going to force someone to play a champ that they don't want, as long as it kind of fits what we're going for. And so when he was like, "Yeah, get me Bully," we're like, "Yeah, by all means, it's fine." We just kind of, it was less like, "Oh, we're going to throw you on Nasus," because that didn't really fit with what we knew immediately as soon as they picked the Lulu. And then the Ivern, we're just like, oh, they're going to go protect the Kog'Maw comp. And it was just like, okay, we need something that's hard to engage on top of just Jax. Bully's like a great engage for that. So, yeah.
Okay, cool. You got anything else here, Infinite?
Nope, just all around good games. I always praise your ability as a jungler to do you set a timer, like when you're playing, do you just have a second screen with like a timer that goes off for every objective as soon as it comes up? Because you're usually there, like every time. I talk about it every time that I watch you play.
It's just kind of become second nature, and also like our team's constantly talking about objectives, and it's just like I try to rotate where I am based on something is on the map that's coming up. Sometimes I'm not where when I'm supposed to be, but yeah, mostly it's just like, I don't know, when you're on a team that, rotates and has your back as a jungler, you're like, okay, I'm going to rotate here because I know they've got my back to be there. So that's why it's really nice, at least this split. So,
Well, I love to see it. I don't really have anything else. Do you have any shout outs or anything you want to give?
just shout out to my team. I don't really know how to describe it, but like last time I won was split 3. And at that time, I mean, Amaya Chen was on the team at the time. So like we go way back, but like I just kind of had this feeling that everything was like not casual, but we were having a lot of fun. And like Fang's kind of like our shot color, but also like everybody talks, and we just like, Mai Chen has said it to us in chat, and like I agree with him. He's like, we want to play stuff that's like slightly off meta. We want to like make our own imprint on the LCUS and like do stuff that's like different. And we're just having a lot of fun with it. It's not too like, oh, we got to win this split. We're just having a time of our lives hanging out together playing League of Legends. Fun to be in the LCUS. So,
Hell yeah,
Have to
that
play with those
positivity
guys.
goes a long way. So
All right.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. Thanks for staying up for the games, and good luck. You guys are on top right now with Blitzkrieg, so hope to see you stay there.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right. You have a good night.
You too.
All right, and with that, thank you to everyone who stuck around. I have a scoreboard up here, as I said. I'm assuming I entered the numbers correctly. Blitzkrieg and Phoenix are tied for first. Northern Storm White Wolf tied for second, and 9 Lives and Option 12 tied for third. So, very evenly split up after probably the most efficient way it could have been split up, all things considered. Definitely still anyone's split. Infinite, thoughts on how today went?
I thought today went very well for all sets. The score's very, very close still, and even though 9 Lives and Option 12 are technically tied for third at the bottom, they're still not out of this either. So there's no, in my opinion, there's no team to sleep on right now.
Oh yeah,
So that makes it very interesting.
yeah. Excited to see how Nine Lives takes the last 2 weeks and turns them into something great. Want to see a couple of other teams pick themselves up a little bit, see if White Wolf is going to keep their momentum going. And I hope you all will join us for that. Same time next week. Hope you all have a great week. Once again, tune in for our podcast on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Central to hear people who go over all of these numbers and everything else talk about it. And I'm sure a lot more reaction on how this sixth game went. Yeah, but stay safe, stay warm, and have a good week. Take care.
Night.